We must share it with all other creatures, big and small. We must drink the same water, bleed the same blood, and our commonalities far outweigh our differences. We have all the technology, all the resources, and all the means at our disposal to make this place a paradise for animals. But for some reason that escapes me, we've chosen to make this world a living hell for these turkeys and for all these animals. It's a nightmare of factory farms, gas chambers, and butcher knives. We've somehow found a way to torment each species of animal in such an organized way that it has become so normalized that to question it sounds strange, even offensive. Today we are here not only to question if the way these animals, these turkeys, are mistreated is acceptable, we are here to openly defy their tormentors. We want change, we want an end to the carnage, and we want it now. I want you to close your eyes and clear your mind, and I want you to listen carefully to my words. I want you to imagine yourself sitting inside an industrial factory farm, inside hybrid turkeys. Some dark warehouse where you're crammed in with thousands of others, with barely enough room to turn around. You are not there for a visit. This is your home now, if you can call it that. Imagine the noise. Imagine the foul smells. There's no relief, no escape, there's no hope. Just the familiar daily frustration, boredom, and misery of captivity that destroys your soul, that rots your mind and your body, that twists and disfigures you in every way possible, that steals your life, that crushes your dreams. Imagine that it is your child being taken from your arms just so that someone can have milk in their coffee. Imagine that you are next in line to be killed at the slaughterhouse just so that someone can have an extra topping on their sandwich. Imagine that it is your skin being ripped off your back for a hat. Imagine that it is you languishing in a zoo to entertain children. Imagine that it is your eyes being burned out of your face for cosmetic testing so that somebody can have a new shade of lipstick. That is the experience for countless of animals trapped in a system that measures their worth only by what we can take from them. Only when you trade places with someone else can you begin to understand the gravity and the urgency of their situation. And that is why we are here today. We want you to meet the victims. Open your eyes. I want to tell you a story. Only 4 years ago, I found myself inside the bowels of hell. It was the dead of night, 2 a.m. Sweat was pouring down my face. My heart was pounding inside my chest. My mind was racing. I had just broken inside a Canadian industrial factory fur farm. I broke into it. I hopped a fence and I went inside. When I looked around, I could see hundreds of minks pacing back and forth in their rusted cages, biting at the bars, breaking their teeth on the bars. I could hear hundreds of furry little feet eerily shuffling around in the darkness, clanking on metal on their cages. I saw animals with gaping wounds, mutilated animals, sick, diseased animals. I saw dead animals in a cage that were being cannibalized by their cellmates. Their bodies had been there for weeks. I felt frustrated. I felt sad. I felt angry. I asked myself, who could do this to another living creature? Who could do this to something that is alive and treat them that way? just for money. Those animals had to suffer for nothing on those mink farms, just like these animals are suffering for nothing, for no good reason. I would spend that entire summer documenting horrifying things at that factory farm and 4 other mink farms in southern Ontario. Each one seemed worse than the last. The media ran news stories about the atrocities I witnessed. It sparked a public debate about animal cruelty and about factory farming. The next thing I know, I'm getting arrested in 3 different cities, fighting a civil lawsuit for tens of thousands of dollars. I was facing 10 years in prison. I was banned from leaving the province. The animal agriculture industry wanted to punish me for showing people what they were desperately trying to hide. I had to go through an entire criminal trial and deal with the police. I had to deal with lawyers, news reporters, prosecutors for the next 3 years of my life. For the simple act of filming inside these hellholes. Filming them is such a threat to their image that they were willing to lock me up forever. But you know what? I would do it again in a heartbeat, because at the end of the day, it's these animals' lives and it's them that's suffering, and we are the only ones here willing to do something about it. Yeah. It wasn't just me doing this on my own. Many other people were getting organized, like all of us here today, and illegally going into pig factory farms, duck factory farms, slaughterhouses, and rescuing dozens of animals from these horrendous conditions like the ones we see here in hybrid turkeys. The fur industry spends millions advertising their image as luxurious and humane. The dairy industry, the pork industry, the poultry industry, they're all based on the myth that pigs, cows, and chickens are living a happy, fun-filled life on Old MacDonald's farm. But when we show people the terrible things, the unspeakable things, that these animals are forced to endure inside places like hybrid turkeys, people get upset. They stop supporting it. They stop spending. They drop out. They even go vegan. Us here today, animal rights activists, we are so great of a threat now that they've passed Orwellian ag gag laws like Bill 156, whose sole intent is to further hide animal cruelty from the public and criminalize us and anybody that's trying to expose crimes on these farms that are happening to these animals. The thing is, if you don't like the pictures of violence happening towards animals, you don't have to stop the pictures. You have to stop the violence. Today we want you to meet the victims of hybrid turkeys. We want to tell their story and show you their desperation so that you have the knowledge and the power to act on that knowledge. These atrocities are happening right in your own backyard. This isn't happening in another country. This isn't happening on TV or in some faraway place. This is happening right here, right now. Those animals we can see in the shed, they're right behind us. It's not an abstract idea. It's happening right now. And the choice is up to you. If you're watching at home, you can help them. Join us. No one needs to wear a fur coat. We don't need to experiment on live animals like they do at ITR Labs in Montreal. We don't need factory farms like hybrid turkeys or pork rag.
Shut them down! Shut Shut it down!
We can choose to wear cruelty-free makeup. We could choose the vegan dinner option. We can have dairy-free frickin' ice cream with sprinkles and a cherry on top.
Yeah!
World-renowned actor Joaquin Phoenix said it best. It takes nothing away from a human to be kind to an animal. We know that. We don't need to take so much from animals. You could do better. People watching at home, you could do better. We can do better as a society. The future is plant-based. The future is compassion. The future is freedom, equality, and justice. Animal liberation now and forever.